Hi guys, it's Emily from Nile Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my December TBR. Yes, it's the last one of 2023 and I have gone in careful. Though I say careful, I've got 6 hardbacks. Am I insane? Yes. Am I looking forward to the books? Yes. I decided that in December I would pick books I really wanted to get read by the end of the year, so really focus on books like that. I'm doing 2 readathons, but only gently participating in them both, so I'm being very nice. I'm going to link them and everything down below. But yeah, I'm kind of going into it gently, the end of the year. So I'm looking forward to my books. It's December, it's officially the start of winter. Bloody Elf on the Shelf is going to be arriving again. Oh joy. To all you mums out there that are still doing Elf on the Shelf, I feel you. I was really hoping Thomas would stop believing, but Santa does exist. Really, he does. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting month. I am bearing in mind that obviously, going forward with my December videos, I will straight away tell you that I've got a video coming up on Boxing Day, and that will be talking about new releases for 2024. Give you a sneaky peek. I'm not doing Vlogmas. I am going to do the Grateful thing like I did it last year. So every day on Instagram, I will link my Instagram. Well, my Instagram channel is the same as my channel name. So I will be every day putting up a post in December of something I'm grateful for, because I find, even though I'm still doing the gratitude journals, I do like to think positive, because December has a mixed bag of emotions for a lot of people. For me, December is on the 22nd of December, it's the anniversary of my car accident. But that same day got turned around with the fact that it's the anniversary of the date that I found out we were having a daughter. We have obviously found out we had a baby, but we had Mia's gender reveal on the 22nd of December, and that was probably one of the best experiences of my life, that I was getting the dream come true, having my little girl. So yeah, so December's had those sort of mixed emotions. But Christmas is a very busy time. It's a time when we're all with our families. We're doing things a little bit differently this year. But I will be putting a lot of pictures up on Instagram. I'll try and be positive. At the same breath, I'm going to try and be real, because for some people, December isn't always easy. Christmas time can be lonely. But I would like to try and give some spread of joy and cheer people up, because why not? You know, we all deserve a bit of smiles. Anyway, I'm waffling, as always. So I thought I'm actually going to do things in slightly different order today. I'm going to show you the readathons that I'm doing first, then the buddy reads. Mainly because, I do not know the prompts exactly for these readathons, and I'm just blagging it slightly because my brain is all over the place at the moment. But I'm doing the Christie's Misting readathon that is hosted by the lovely Naomi from Naomi's Bookshelf and Berna from Berna's Bookish Adventures. I do think there's another host, but I don't know, so I'm sorry. I will link Berna's and Naomi's channels down below, and I'll link Berna's announcement video down below with the prompts. I am going to be reading, for that, I'm going to be reading Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. And that is a Pyro, which I know a lot of people have liked this one. I've had a lot of people positively, when I spoke about reading this for the winter readathon, my winter reads, this has had a bit of a positive one. The tranquility of a cruise along the Nile was shattered by the discovery that Lynette Ridgway had been shot through the head. She was young, stylish and beautiful, a girl who had everything until she lost her life. Pyro, I never say it right, recalled an earlier outburst by a fellow passenger. I'd like you to put my dear little pistol against her head and just press the trigger. So I'm hoping I like this. That's to be my Agatha Christie for that. And also one of the other prompts is to do a buddy read, and I will be doing a buddy read of, I think I'll say this buddy read. So this is kind of mixing up. And this is It Always Snows on Mistletoe Square by Ali McNamara. We all know Ali McNamara is a fellow Spoonie. And this is I'm buddy reading this with lovely Cat from Brews and Reviews. And it's about Wanted, I'll say, read a little bit at the back. Wanted, experienced writer to record the history of our house and its family. Bed and board provided. The successful applicant must love Christmas. But Elle doesn't love Christmas, and it's all of this is, every decoration has a memory in it and things like that. So this does look really good. It's a standalone, so that's why I thought we'd read it together. It's not too long. I like the look of this because it's not too long. It's a perfect Christmassy book No idea exactly when I'm going to be reading it, but I will be reading this in December. And I know there is a prompt of an older protagonist, and I don't know if any of my books match that, but I will definitely be looking for a book with an older protagonist to match that prompt, maybe in the second half of the month. I'm not going to get too stressed. Then the other readathon that is running that I'm going to participate in, because it matches some of the books I wanted to read anyway, and that is Remember December, which is a rereadathon hosted by Roz at Scaly Danglings about the books. I can't remember. I can't remember the other host because my brain's died. I should have written it down. But I'm reading 2 books for that. One of the books is my reread, because I'm obviously rereading a book every month, and I decided I wanted to reread this book, 1000 Stars in You by Isabella Broom. I read this. It's one of my favourites from years ago, and it's got disability rep because one of the lead characters in this has got is on a wheelchair. No, he's not a wheelchair. He's got a prosthetic limb. And this is about Alice, who's settling down. It might not be the adventurous life she wants to imagine, but more than anything, she wants to make everyone happy. Her steady boyfriend, her overprotective mother, even if it means a part of her will always feel stifled. Max is shaking things up. After a devastating injury, he's determined to prove himself, to find the man beyond his disability, to escape his smothering family and to go on an adventure. This I loved, so I want to reread that. I realised I probably should put that there. And then I thought I would reread another BookTube favourite. This copy, Alice from Alice in the Giant's Bookshelf, got me for my birthday, I think. And this is The Borrowers by Mary Norton. I love this. This is a really good Christmas book. It reminds, to me, it's Christmassy. I love watching the TV series on TV. I loved it. And this is about the little people, the borrowers. And this is, oh dear, exclaimed Mrs. May lightly. Don't say they're in this house too. Pod, Homily and Ariati are a family of tiny people who live beneath the floorboards. Everything they've borrowed from the human beings who don't even know they exist. And yeah, oh, this is a gorgeous copy. It's got the odd little pictures. I'll show you. Thank you, Alice. I will link Alice's channel down below as well. And this will be my other book for that readathon. So those are the 2 readathons. My other buddy read for the month is the final book officially, I believe, in the series, and that's The Missing Sister by Lucinda Riley. Yes, I've got the chunky hardback. Yes, this book intimidates me because it is 800 pages. So I think I'm going to start the month with this. I'm going to talk to Gaia and start the month with this. The Missing Sister, and then we've obviously got Atlas's Story, which I will try and read, I think, February. I'm going to try and read that. February or March, I think. No, I'm going to read that in March. I've decided I'm going to read that in March. And that is Atlas's Story. So I'll either borrow that from my mum or get my own copy. And this is chunky. This is about Merope, who is the missing sister. And it apparently brings all the sisters' stories to get them all together. They're all looking for their 7th sister. It's a book I've been waiting to read all year because it's the last in the series. And it's the one, this series has been one of my biggest successes. So can't wait to start that. So that's all. Oh, before I do my TBR jar, and my other book that I'm going to be rereading is a BookTuber favourite. It's a BookTuber's friend favourite. So the friend, I thought I would end the year on Charlie, my sister's favourite author, one of her favourite authors, and that's Cupcake Amezi, The Death of Vivek Oji. So I thought I would read this. It's not too long. It's only less than 300 pages. Everyone knows about it. I think, I can't remember who sent it to me. I think Jem from Jem Books. But everyone knows about this book. They burnt down the market on the day Vivek Oji died. That one afternoon, a mother opens her front door to find the length of her son's body stretched out on the veranda. Swaddled in a quaky material, his head on her welcome mat. The death of Vivek Oji transports us to the day of Vivek's birth, the day his grandmother, Ahuna, died. It's the story of an overprotective mother and a distant father, and a heart-wrenching tale of one family's struggle to recognise their child, just as Vivek learns to recognise himself. Can't wait to read that. So those are all those things. Now let's see what the TBR jar does. I've only got 2 books left, and whatever book doesn't get chosen today will have to go into next year's TBR jar. That's another video for December. You will be seeing the other books I'm adding. I'm just starting to think about the books. I'm going to have 2 jars. I'm going to have this one, and I'm going to have a jar full of the oldest books on my TBR. So I'm going to have 2 different jars that I'll be doing. Rather than doing the BookTuber favourite or my rereads next year, I'm going to be doing the oldest books on my TBR and the TBR jar. So I'm not even doing series next year. I'm going to try and shake things up a little bit. And let's see what I pick. That's the one I want. I'm really scared because I hope it's not. I hope it's the one I want. But we'll have to see. I got the one I didn't want, but it gets it off my shelves. That's fine. I have got the one I didn't want because I've just read books about Auschwitz. The Volunteer, the true story is a resistance hero who infiltrated Auschwitz. Just read an Auschwitz book. This is like 500 pages. Actually, no, if you ignore the bump at the back, it is. God, the notes. There's so many notes. I don't ever read the notes. It's actually just over 400 pages, so that's not too bad. And this is the summer of 1940. Witold Pilecki, a Polish underground operative, accepts a mission to uncover the fate of thousands interned in the new concentration camp. New reports on Nazi crimes raises a secret army to stage an uprising at the camp. The name of the camp, Auschwitz. Over the next 2.5 years, Pilecki forged an underground army within Auschwitz to sabotage assassinated Nazi officers, and gathered evidence of the true terrifying abuse and mass murder. It does look good actually, so hopefully it'll bring hope to what was a crappy time. So that's that book. I'm going to put that there with that so I know that I've chosen that. So that's the TBR jar book, and now I will show you the other books that I wanted to get read. I'll do the big chunky ones at the end. Like I said, a mixed bag. I've got my non-fiction other book, which is, I don't know, none of those are non-fiction, are they? Nope. Non-fiction book is Adam Kay's Undoctored. This one, apparently, my sister Charlie has said it will break me. It's by the author Adam Kay, and he was a doctor. He now does writing. He writes a lot of children's books, but this is his adult book. And This Is Going to Hurt was one of my favourite books of the year a few years ago, and this has new chapters because it's the paperback version. And This Is Going to Hurt was the breathtaking non-fiction books of the century. Yeah, I know. And that was only part of Adam Kay's story. With his stethoscope now hung up for good, Adam shares both suture sculpting anecdotes for both on and off the wards. And it's got hilarious moments and it's got hard-hitting moments. Not too long, but again, this was a book I really wanted to get read this year, so I thought I would read that. Then actually, I'll put those ones. I'll do my Christmassy ones in a minute, actually, because those are all Christmas apart from one. Right, yeah, I'll do the Christmas ones last. And then this is a book that Mia got me. I don't know why I've decided to read that. She got me this for my birthday. This is An Unsuitable Match by Catherine Cookson. Can a marriage founded on false promises survive? Catherine Cookson, I've not read any of her books. This is set in the 1880s. It looks very dark and wintry. It's big, but the font's big, so it's not too bad. And this is set in County Durham in the 1880s. Just 2 years after the death of their mother, Hector Stewart tells his children he plans to remarry and choose a distant relative from Ireland to be his bride. Money is tight, and the only thing the children remember about Moira Connolly is that she lives in a castle. They suspect her wealth is the reason her father's been so keen on marriage. But Moira has been so far from forthcoming about her own circumstances. She's thinking she's about to marry into landed gentry. She expects the lifestyle to match. So when she arrives in rural Felburn, she's surprised to find a rundown farm is her new home. I hope I like this. And it's also, if you like Dilys Court, Katie Flynn or Rosie Goodwin, you'll love Catherine Cookson. I love those, so I should love her. This is my book that I got sent by the author ages ago, and I'm sorry it's taken me so long to read this. This is Lynen Hor by Joshua Hershey. It's a Christian fantasy retelling, I believe. This is an RPR product because obviously the author sent me it to review. Mabel is a rumoured witch whose kingdom belongs to Labian the serpent. Her people are enslaved in the darkness, but everything changes when Mabel discovers a book that transports her to the world of angels and demons. There she wields a sword of fire and faces Tannin, a spirit-infested dragon. Mabel sets off to save her people, unaware that she'll find evil along the way. A mystic lady that's thrown away in time and is doing so finds herself. Mabel even learns how to break the darkness, but Latvian has different plans. I don't know too much. I'll read this, review this, and I'll tell you what I think. Then another book that I got for my birthday this year, and it's the start of another series by Alison Weir, and this is Elizabeth, Duke of Elizabeth of York, The Last White Rose. I know the next book in the series comes out in paperback in 2024, and then the third one, the Mary one, is coming out in hardback the same year. But I will be getting just the paperbacks because I don't like hardbacks as much, unless I get it given as a gift, and then I don't mind. People can do what they want, but if I buy it, I would like to buy the paperback. And this is about Queen Henry VIII's mother, Elizabeth, a princess born into war between two families. Firstborn of the royal house of York, Elizabeth dreams of wearing a crown, but in England, queens do not rule. When her beloved father, King Edward, dies suddenly, his brother seizes power. Two young princes disappear in the tower. Yet another claimant seeks the crown, the upstart heir of the rival House of Lancaster. Marriage to this Henry Tudor would unite the warring families and help Elizabeth with the throne she knows by right is hers. And then, yeah, I love this. I love Elizabeth's character. I really cannot wait to read this. This is the new series, and I'm ready. I wasn't ready like at the start of the year because I was recovering from the 6 Tudor Queen series, but I'm really looking forward to that. Then a book that I got given by Mum and Charlie, and that is The Illumination of Ursula Flight. This looks completely dark and wintry, so I thought I wanted to get that read. Ursula Flight is a 17th century feminist hero for our post. Outside, a gale begins to graze the window panes and rattle them, while I felt the thrill of holding a book in my hands for the big being. This rare moment is completely hidden. I let my fingers drift dreamily across the paper and trace the lines of the text. Don't like the fact it's about 400 pages, but I think Berna loved this. So if she loved it, I'm sure I will. Another one read. And then the last of my non-Christmas, actually, no, the penultimate of my non-Christmas books, because I'm going to... And then I've got 4 special Christmas books, and then I'll obviously update those in the second half. Bone China by Laura Purcell. This I found in a charity shop, and it's a gorgeous naked hardback. It's a naked hardback, which I think is beautiful. I have loved this author's books, but in the same breath... oh, excuse me. I know they're stark and scary, so again, this will be read gently. And this has got consumption has ravished Louise Pinecroft's family, leaving her and her father alone and heartbroken. But Dr. Pinecroft has new plans for a revolutionary experiment and is convinced that the sea air will prove to be the cure for his wife and children need. He arranges the house of a group of prisoners suffering from the disease in the cliffs beneath his new Cornish home. While he devotes himself to the controversial medical trials, Louise finds herself increasingly discomforted by the strange tales of her new maid tells her of the fairies that hunt the land, searching for those she can steal away. 40 years later, Hester White arrives at Morven House to take the position of nurse at the new partially paralysed and almost entirely mute Miss Pinecroft. Hester has fled to Cornwall to try and escape her past, but surrounded by the superstitious staff entrancing bizarre rituals, she soon discovers that her new home may be as dangerous as a laugh. That sounds like it's going to scare the crap out of me. So I'll be reading this early in the day. I will not be reading this late. Why do I have chunky books? And then the last book that will, I know, destroy me because everyone's told me it's going to. But again, I got it for Christmas. I want to read it. And if I don't, I need to get off my bum and read it. And it could be a potential favourite for the year because it's been others' favourite. And that is Maps of Our Spectacular Bodies. It was up for loads of awards last year. And this is it's now out in paperback, but this is the gorgeous hardback that Jem from Gemma Books sent me. This is Cancer is telling the story of basically a lady in this, Leah, has been suddenly diagnosed with cancer, and this is Cancer telling the story of it, and it's a coming of age story at the end of her life, and it will apparently break me into a million pieces, but I'm dying to know what everyone's been on about, literally, not dying literally, but yeah, kind of want to read that. Am I going to be killing myself with those 2 books? Probably. I think I'll read them spaced out over the course of the month, but relatively early because I don't want to read them in December and I don't want to kill myself off. Now I've got 4 set Christmas books other than the one that I'm doing for the buddy reads. That's 5 set. I will be replenishing those in midway through the month and telling you about some other ones. Sneaky peek, I've already read. I started a Christmas book in November yesterday. I'm recording this on the 13th, so quite early in the month. And I've already started a Christmas book because I need something to make me smile. But the first one is the one that I think I've spoken about in quite a few videos. This is that Festive Feeling by Heidi Swain. It's the latest in the Nightingale Square series, so I don't want to tell you too much about the series. The Nightingale Square series is one of my favourites by the author. I love this author. She's one of my favourite booktube or favourite authors ever. And this is about Holly, who has a place for herself, and she is house sitting on Nightingale Square, and then she's walking her dapper, she bumps into May, who's an older protagonist. Oh, this has got an older protagonist, May, who is also new to the area, and her dapper Dachshund, Monty. Quickly, a firm friendship blossoms, and then when Holly meets Bear, a rather large, rather attractive man at the local pub, and his rescue dog, Queenie, Nightingale Square seems very appealing. Cannot wait for this. I'm so bloody excited, it's unbelievable. Then a book that was going around BookTube quite a few years ago, One Day in December by J.C. Silver. And this is this was a feel-good book of 2018, apparently. Laurie is pretty sure that love at first sight doesn't exist. After all, it's a scene from the movies. But then, through a misted bus window one snowy December day, she sees a man she knows instantly is the one. Their eyes meet, then a moment of pure magic, and then her bus drives away. Laurie thinks she'll never see the boy from the bus again. But at the Christmas party a year later, her best friend Sarah introduces her to the new love of her life, who of course is the boy from the bus. Determined to let him go, Laurie gets on with her life, but what if fate has other plans? Really good Christmas book, looking forward to that. Then the next in the duology, which is one of the only duologies by this author I've not read, and this was a charity shop book, and I've realised I'm not taking. And this is Christmas at the Cupcake Cafe. I read oh my god, taking the label ripped from the book. I read the first Cupcake Cafe book the other week, and I know she's got a new Christmas book out, but I thought I'm going to save that for next year, because sometimes everyone puts Christmas books out, and sometimes I've got to decide which ones we read this year and which ones can wait till next year. And we're back at the Cupcake Cafe, and Pearl and Caroline do not seem as excited. Oh, Izzy Randell is the owner of the Cupcake Cafe. Pearl and Caroline don't seem quite as upbeat about the festive season, but when her boyfriend Austin is scouted for a possible move to New York, Izzy is forced to face up to the prospect of a long-distance relationship. And when the Christmas rush at the cafe with its increased demands begins to take its toll, Izzy has to decide what she holds dear. Can't wait for that. And then the last Christmas book is a book I bought at the start of the year because the lovely Cat from Brews and Reviews raved about this Millie Johnson book. I wish it could be Christmas every day. Hardback, but it was quite a cheap hardback. 6 people are looking for a safe harbour, a cosy pub in the snowstorm, a white Christmas to remember. And it's nearly Christmas and it's snowing hard and it's set in the Yorkshire Moors. Oh, I don't want to read too much because Mary has been trying to get her boss Jack to notice her for 4 years, but he can only see the efficient PA she is at work. Will being holed up with him and finally give him the chance she's been waiting for. Bridget and Luke are meeting for 5 minutes. We're meeting for 5 minutes to set their divorce in motion, but Will getting trapped with each other reignite many fond memories. And then Charlie and Robin were on their way to a luxury hotel in Scotland for a very special Christmas. But will this inn give them everything they were hoping to find there instead of and much more beside? Very Christmassy, looks great, cannot wait. So, I've got a real mixed bag. Some very depressing, some dark, some very light, some very hopeful. Total mixed bag. But I've got so many books I'm excited about. And I think, what books of these do you want me to read? What books do you think I should prioritise? Which books do I kind of put off a little bit? And tell me what books you're excited about in December. Now, for the first time in ages, I've already decided on my emoji. If you've got to the end of this video, leave a Santa or Christmas emoji. Yeah, leave a Santa. You can either use Father Christmas or Mrs. Christmas or a Santa emoji. Leave one of those at the end of the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, not subscribe it, ring on my ding-a-ling. And I hope you all have a great last reading month of the year. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.